Hey there, welcome back to the vlog. This one's gonna be a little different. Hold on. Okay. Ooh, that's been on there a while. Let me show you what we're doing. Well, first, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, tap the bell for the notifications. This is a Porsche video, so if you're here for real estate or business or family, skip on to the next one. Okay, so probably should have started this whole video before I started ripping apart here, but we've got a little, I don't know if we can call it an upgrade, but like a modification, definitely a modification, yeah. So these little things are called Bumperettes, and they go on either side of the license plate, and they look terrible, and they stick out, and when you're at the side profile, it should be nice, smooth. I mean, when you look at this car, you're just like, it's moving 100 miles an hour, but it's sitting here. Dang, that thing dug in. It's a little tight, maybe. Anyway, we're gonna finish this up, and I'm gonna give everyone else out there some pro tips here, because no one has done a video on this. There was one guy that created his own. This is like a kit now, though. And so there is a secret. Okay, so this is like the crash bumper, right? You got these little, I think these are 7/16s. What are they? What do they got? Bear with me. 16 millimeter, sorry. I knew there was a 16 in there. You take these off, and then right here and right here are two little rivets on the top, and those hold these, which are ugly. And you can imagine those sticking. Here's a picture of what it looked like before. Anyway, long story short, there's two rivets there, and then there's one on the bottom. So you gotta remove this little heat shield there, and then you gotta drill this out. But no one had any video on this, like what size this was. And I just used a metal drill bit here for eating through metal, and it looks like it's what, a 3/16, no, 5/32 is like the perfect size for that. Anyway, that's the one I used. So 5/32. I'm pretty sure that's 5/32. Yeah, that's the right size to get those little things out. Because I used a slightly smaller one, and it went clean through, and then nothing happened. And then I used my little condenser here. This is like a maul, not a maul, a splitter. You put it in the wood, and then yeah. Anyway, had to use this to bang those things off of there, but anyway, that's the right drill bit. 16 millimeter to get these off here, right there. And then the lights you gotta take out. There's like a little groove in here, these things tighten down. But anyway, let's show you the rest of this and put it back together. So this is halfway done. Maybe a little bit less than halfway done, because we're just gonna clean up and everything. But so basically the bumper comes off. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 little like M8s, M6s, something like that, right there. And then you got one up here on the bumper, and somewhere in here, maybe not. And then you got another one down there, and that's, oh yeah, another one there. Another one there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you got like 8 on the bottom, and then 4 on the top, and then the headlights, the tail lights. So you got 2 more there. So anyway, it's not that bad actually to get the bumper off. It took a little bit of convincing, because there are some clips that go in there. But anyway, so this is halfway done. So we took the bumper off, took the little bumperette things off. There's just some plastic clips on the back of them, like these. I ended up just cutting those off because I won't be using these again. But you cut those off, and then you get a nice little clean edge there, like you can see. There, we're gonna clean that up, obviously. But basically what we're doing is we're putting a piece of plastic in here. It's called the Bumperette Delete. So Bumperette deleted. But we're gonna go through my dog slobbering on the corner. So this is halfway. We took everything off. We're gonna put that bumper back on, the impact bumper on. We're gonna put this bumper on, bumper cover on, and then fasten everything on, and then do the bumper delete kit, Bumperette delete, and then put the license plate back on. But anyway, this is halfway. And let me get my tripod here. This video is not just about this, by the way. I do have some other things to share with you guys, so make sure you stick around to the end, because we've been busy with this thing here. You may not be able to tell too much just by looking at this, but believe me, there are some changes that have happened, and more changes actually that are coming, but it's kind of humid out. Anyway, let's time lapse. Okay, so bumper back on. Just gotta put the screws underneath. Up 7 or 8 of those. But we'll get that just in a second here. But really just want to try to give you a little bit better perspective now that the bumper's on. So this is the idea here, nice and smooth. So these things used to stick out of here. And again, if you see the before and after here, ugly. I don't like it. It just, yeah, just not good. Anyway, that's what this is all about. But as long as we have you in this mode, we might as well show you. Do you see any stance difference? Look at the front. Look at the front of this car now. Yay! Oof. She has been dropped about 1.5 inches all the way around, thanks to some springs, lowering springs. Performance spring. I forget what brand, and I probably should know this, but it's been like a good 2 months maybe since I've done a video. I think I showed you guys the headlights, but anyway, here's a good perspective. Like, ooh. One of the reasons I love this body so much is because of the low slung, you know, it just looks like it's hovering over the earth, menacing. So anyway, that's thing number one. Let's finish this bumper real quick. We gotta focus here. Focus. Lowered down to 1 inch, 1.5 inches. Oh yeah, it looks. This is one of my favorite angles of this car, by far, by far. All right, that was a really slow time lapse because that only took me like 20 minutes just to do the bottom half. All right, so here we are. This is where we are. So this will all be covered up. We got a little bit of plastic here. We got to clean up some edges on and maybe even just drill that out just to get a nice smooth. Oof, time to clean. It's kind of nasty. I don't want to hear any critique on my cleaning style here. A, it's raining outside. B, I'm gonna have to get this car cleaned anyway. And C, I don't know what happened there. I don't care. This car is not a garage queen. It is something else. I don't know. Anyway, let's get this all cleaned up in here. Yeah. Alrighty then. We do have to get this thing cleaned because, I mean, can you see? It's that side's a little bit better. There we go. Can you see? Anyway, final product finished. Really happy with how this turned out now. Not super thrilled with like the fit and finish here because this moves. There is some double-sided tape on the other side of this, but I'm gonna probably have to take this apart and re-adhere this because that's not going to work. And there's no screw holes here, which I think would be smarter. But in terms of just like, 20 feet away, not bad. The black vinyl's a nice match actually. And I think it really changes the look of the back here, so. But it does stick out quite a bit. And that plate is straight. At least I think it is. Anyway, okay, so in conclusion here. Anyway, this is the last piece to the puzzle. This is the Cobb access port. I'll show you real quick. All right, so this is a tuner. And I got this from a guy in California. It has a stage 2 California something or other. And you know how they are in California, but anyway. 93 octane. Pretty significant little difference here in power, which obviously is to be expected with twin turbo forced induction anytime. But this thing just is an entirely different animal now. The turbo lag was not bad. These are variable turbos, so you know, it was manageable, I would say. If you'd never driven a turbo car, especially, like, it was not like a normal turbo, or twin turbo, whatever. So to me, the difference is like night and day better. So yeah, that's really about it. We do have a Porsche event coming up this weekend in a couple of days here, so I'll be sure to document that day before I get there and after I leave, because again, you guys know I'm trying to be more present here, but let's just take a quick little walk around and give you one little perspective here. So we're right at like the 2.5 year mark. It's February, 2nd? Yeah, so July of 2027, yeah, 2.5 years. So the exhaust was the only thing done on this car before, so now we've done this little modification today, this little bumperette delete, obviously wheels and tires, suspension now, the tune, these awesome headlights, which I probably in the next video about this car, at least, we'll talk about the tail lights that are coming, because those are amazing. But anyway, the headlights here, the springs, I think that's really about it, actually. There are still a couple little things that are kind of nitpicking me. These little seals, these door seals right here, are plastic just above the turbo here, where it's a little plastic. Those are in pretty rough shape on both sides, because it's got 112 now. So, and it doesn't need to be cleaned. This is embarrassing. And this is honestly like one of the better months I've had to give it a bath or something. But anyway, yeah, there you go. That's where we are. So thank you for coming along on this little install. I wish I had started it earlier, the video earlier here, but I honestly didn't even think about it. I was just like an hour and a half window here. Let's knock it out. And then just started wrenching. So anyway, thank you for coming back to the vlog. If you're into the Porsche stuff, I'm glad you're here, and that hopefully there's something of value here. As far as this like review goes on this thing, I think it could be better out of the box, if I'm being honest. Like, it's a great piece of metal. It's like CNC, so it's really high quality, no burrs on it or anything that like would tear your hands up when you're trying to handle it or install it. It is vinyl on the outside, so it just comes with like a little clear sheath that you rip off. The color match is a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. That was like my biggest concern, and I almost went with carbon fiber, just because there's carbon fiber all throughout this car, as you've seen. And if you haven't seen, go check out the other Porsche stuff. But anyway, I really appreciate you coming along on this little journey. And again, sorry I missed this, but as I was going through it, look how to install one of these things here. No one had done a video on it, so anyway, I do have to clean this dog slobber off here, but that is the vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you being here. The next Porsche video will be this the Sunday. We're doing like a short little drive up to a brewery, little event, beer and food and music and the whole thing up there, and tons of cars, obviously, and the weather just cleared up. Thank goodness for that. So anyway, next time we see you in the car, at least, we'll be up there. So hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Bye.